Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The bright lights of the ITV studio were steady, but Paul Sinha's heartbeat wasn't. Paul, known across the country as the Sinner Man, stood behind the scenes, arms folded, watching the monitor with furrowed brows. It wasn't nerves. It wasn't fear. It was something more dangerous, instinct. Something about today felt off. The air buzzed with a tension he couldn't name. "Paul, you're up in 5, called the floor manager. He gave a nod, adjusting his navy blue suit with precision. His mind, sharp as a whip, was already scanning probabilities. He'd taken down Olympians, chess masters, former MPs, even that time when all 4 contestants made it back for the final chase. But today, something whispered, today will be different. Backstage, Bradley Walsh was sipping his tea, grinning as usual. Ready to destroy some dreams, Dr. Doom. Paul arched an eyebrow. Always. But I've got a feeling someone's bringing a hurricane today. Brad laughed. Well, let's hope it's not a Category 5. The red light blinked. Cameras rolled. And so began what would go down as the most shocking episode of the chase in ITV history. As the lights swept across the studio and the music pulsed through the air, 4 hopefuls took their places: Donna, Craig, Priya, and Owen. They looked ordinary. Donna, a 57-year-old retired librarian from Surrey, wore a gentle smile. Craig, 32, an electrician from Liverpool, sat with arms crossed confidently. Priya, a data analyst from London, radiated calm intellect. And Owen, only 21, had a cheeky glint in his eye and the swagger of someone who didn't know fear. Bradley ran through the intros. They laughed at his jokes. Nothing unusual. But Paul's gaze never left them, especially not Priya. She didn't smile often. Her eyes didn't wander. She was here entirely. He'd seen that look before, on the face of someone who had nothing to lose and everything to gain. First up was Owen. He breezed through the cash builder with £7,000. Not bad for a student. Paul offered him a high offer of £30,000. "I'm taking the 30, Owen said, smirking. Paul narrowed his eyes. Cocky. Dangerous. And yet, he made it back. Every single answer was correct. Cool under pressure. No flukes. Next came Donna. She took home £4,000, and despite nerves, made it back with just 1 second to spare. Paul muttered under his breath, "All right then." Then Craig, £6,000, steady and fast. Didn't even hesitate when offered a low or high option. Went straight for the middle. "Playing it safe, mate," he said. "Someone's got to." 3 back. Rare, but not impossible. Paul had taken down 3 before. Then came Priya, her cash builder. A jaw-dropping £13,000. She didn't blink. Took every question with speed and precision. Paul leaned forward on his podium. "I'll offer you minus £5,000, he said. "Or take your 13, or go for £90,000. The audience gasped. Brad raised his eyebrows. "Well, Priya," he asked. "I'll go for the £90,000, she said, her voice flat. Even Paul was taken aback. Brave or mad. The round was tense. Paul missed 2. She didn't miss any. She landed on the home seat like a silent missile. And now 4 contestants stood behind the desk. Total jackpot, £100,000. Studio silence. Brad's voice wavered ever so slightly. 4 players back, £100,000 on the table. "Sinnerman, not nervous, are you?" Paul adjusted his cufflinks. Nerves are for the unprepared. The clock started. The team moved like a unit. No stumbles. Craig and Priya were answering like quiz machines. Owen took risky guesses, and they were right. Donna dropped the occasional classic literature nugget. When time stopped, they were at 24 steps. The audience clapped. Paul smiled, tight, thin. 24. Respectable, he said, but not unbeatable. The timer started for Paul. He began strong, 3, 6, 9 steps. Then came a curveball, a history question from 13th century Mongol invasions. He paused. Too long. Wrong answer. The team pushed back. Another question, something about molecular physics. Wrong again. The clock ticked mercilessly. Paul faltered at 19. Another pushback. Donna, of all people, got it. Time ran out. 23 steps. Paul exhaled, blinking. It had never happened before. Not like this. Bradley turned, half in disbelief. You just beat Paul Sinha and took home 100 grand. Confetti exploded. The audience roared. Priya looked calmly triumphant. Craig wiped his eyes. Owen whooped like a lottery winner. Paul stood still, as if frozen in a portrait. The green room buzzed with activity. ATV executives whispered in corners. Phones rang. Someone mentioned press embargo. Others debated the impact on public image. Can we edit it? Can we re-air it later? Someone asked. Paul sat alone, glass of water in hand. Bradley approached quietly. You all right? Paul nodded slowly. They were good. Better than good. That Priya's got machine blood. Paul chuckled. And the lad, Owen, that kid had the instincts of a natural-born guesser. Brad leaned on the wall. Never seen you rattled before. I'm not rattled, Paul said. I'm impressed, and mildly devastated. The next day, the clip hit YouTube, then TikTok, then Twitter, then the morning papers. The Sinnerman smashed. £100,000 loss. Is this the Chase's greatest team ever? Priya the quiz queen. Paul's mentions exploded. Some mocked him. Others applauded his grace in defeat. Fan theories bloomed. Was it rigged? Was it a stunt? Was Priya a robot? ITV released a statement. We stand by the integrity of the game. Sometimes the chaser is outmatched. That's the beauty of the chase. In a sleek meeting room on the 3rd floor of ITV headquarters, chaos brewed behind glass walls. 3 executives sat grim-faced under fluorescent lights. The head of entertainment, the senior producer of the chase, and the head of PR. Paul Sinha's defeat was already being dubbed the most expensive moment in the show's history. Twitter's gone mad, the PR head muttered, scrolling her phone. Chase 100K trending across the UK and the US. It's on TikTok with dramatic soundtracks. Teenagers are calling Priya their quiz goddess. The producer shrugged. That's good, right? Depends who you ask, the head of entertainment said. We pay those chasers to be unbeatable gods, not to be turned into memes. Paul's one of our best, the producer defended. They were just extraordinary. We need to act, said the PR head. Control the narrative, secure interviews, spin this into a triumph of the British people or something. And Paul. They all fell quiet. Paul Sinha stared at his own reflection in his dressing room. The makeup was gone. So was the usual smirk of the ever-smug chaser. He looked tired, humbled. There was a knock. Come in, he said. It was Priya. For a second, neither said anything. Then she stepped in and closed the door. "I just wanted to say thank you," she said, voice soft. "For the game, for the respect." Paul tilted his head. "You didn't just win, Priya. You outclassed me." She smiled faintly. "You lose gracefully." Paul leaned forward. "Tell me something honestly. Have you done this before? Any quiz leagues? Championships?" Priya hesitated. "Once or twice. Nothing televised." "You could chase her someday." She gave a soft laugh. "Not sure the world's ready for a female sinnerman." He raised an eyebrow. "There'll have to be."